Good day, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Mind Afloat with me, Babalo MC. Hello, hello. I hope you're well. I hope you're good. Welcome to it, another episode. As you know, Mind Afloat, my passion project, my baby, my platform to just speak to my younger self, speak to my current self. Just befriend my current self. Be just speak out words that actually help me survive every single day of this life. And I hope it's doing something for you as well in that regard. Here, why does it look like I've got too much shade on the other side? Okay, I'll fix that. I hope you're well and welcome to another week. Welcome to another week to just be great, to just be pushing your goals and to be successful. Now, today I put aside the being great, the pushing your goals, that go, go, go. Today I want to speak about being grateful while in the pursuit of your happiness. Being grateful while in the pursuit of your happiness. I know most of us are always chasing for more, right? We want more. We want more money. We want a bigger house. We want more this. We want more that. But today I want to speak about the things that I'm grateful for, the things where when I think about them, I realize that these are my blessings here on earth. There's those lyrics on Beyonce's song called Sometimes Love Will Come and Pass You By while you're busy making plans. It suddenly hits you, and then you realize it's out of your hands. I think she says sometimes love, but today I want to think of it as sometimes love or sometimes life can come and pass you by while you're busy making plans. I think it's very important for us to be able to pause and be grateful for some of the things that we actually have in our lives currently. There's this, I think, I don't know if I saw it on Twitter, where people are always writing, what, remember there was a time you're living in moments where you used to pray for. Like you're living in moments, you're living in times, there's stuff in your life currently that you actually used to pray for. And right now, you're probably not taking the time to stop and think, I'm so grateful to have this thing. I'm so grateful to have this job. I'm so grateful to have this house. I'm so grateful to have this family because once upon a time I used to pray for this. So it happens sometimes that we move on so quickly. We want to then pray for the next thing. We want to ask God and the universe and want to get going, get working to get this next thing without taking the time to appreciate and actually smell the flowers, smell the flowers of the family that you're actually a part of, smell the flowers of the job and corporation you are actually a part of, smell the flowers of the peace you are actually at, simply because those things that you have prayed for once upon a time are in your life. They are also providing some type of joy. I think we live in a society where we are seeing so much of what exists in the world, right? Social media will literally have you see so much, right? So much. And then I think then the brain operates in I need to do more, I need to acquire more, I need to have more. But guys, I think it's important to at least first be happy with what you have acquired, what you have achieved, and then like appreciate it and then build on top of it. Don't always be functioning like you're building from a place of empty. You are not always starting from empty. You're not always starting from zero. You're not always running on empty. Once upon a time, yes, maybe you were running from empty. You felt like, I don't have anything that I can be proud of. But that is not the fact of your life continuously. Be aware that that is not the fact of your life continuously. Once upon a time, you were building from here and then you acquired something, and then so now you're probably building from here. It is important that you make peace with your here. You are happy with your here. and you operate from a place of gratuity with your here. Be thankful that you are here. Be thankful. I don't like this thing, ya gore, I don't like to usually use this phrase, yeah. There's other people who are here. For some reason, it just doesn't make me feel better that I'm here just because there's other people that are here. So I don't want to use that. Be thankful that you build. Just be thankful that you remember when you used to be here and right now you are here. You did that. You did that. So do not take it for granted and do not always discard it. And do not always operate like, well, what does it matter that I moved myself from here to here? It's a big deal. It's quite a big deal that you did that for yourself because it has afforded you a little bit more money. It has afforded you a little bit more joy. It has afforded you a little bit more mobility. It has afforded you a little bit more freedom. Hey, like count the things that your achievements have actually afforded you. Once upon a time, I wanted a family of my own. It's always been a big deal of mine to have a family of my own. I'm a lover girl. I'm a lover girl through and through. I'm a romantic, um, die-hard through and through. So I can tell you that it is a big deal for me that I've just recently celebrated my 3 year anniversary with my husband, wedding anniversary with my husband. We've been together since 2017. That's about 8 years together, 3 years married. We got customarily married in 2021, so that's about 4 years married. But like since the I do the white chato, that's 3 years, and I think that's the one we keep on celebrating. But yeah, guys, it is a big deal that I am living in this beautiful marriage. I am living in a happy family that I was able to create with the help of God, of course, just the fact that I was DM'd by this guy who was going to then be the love of my life, like it's all fate. I believe that God really does bring the people that should be in our lives, and it's up to us to see, oh, this is a good person that has been brought into my life by God. The fact that He's alive, that He exists to be and live His life with me. I know that it's God ordained, and I understand the blessing it is that God brought our paths together. I do not take it for granted. I am grateful to God that I was able to then build this happy family that I'm in. I'm grateful to God that I've got my child. So I've told the story to a couple of people before. I thought I was not going to be able to conceive because I just was not using any contraceptive for so long with my spouse. And at some point, even before we got married, I was like, you know what? I'm ready for a baby. I just want a baby. This guy will marry me whenever he wants to marry me, but I want a baby. I've always just loved babies like that. And for some reason, we couldn't conceive our baby, no matter what was going on. And um, we then had our traditional wedding, our customary marriage in 2021. And then the desire to have a baby just grew even harder in me. I was like, this is now my husband. I want to have a child. And I was worried, right? I was worried. And then in 2020, I went to see a gynae for my usual pap smear, and he was like, you know what? I just want to run a sauna on your tummy. I just want to run a sauna. This is just random 2020 because every time you visit the gynae, they just run a pap smear and check if you're okay. And then they let be. But this one particular gynecologist was like, I just want to run a sauna. And when he ran a sauna, he found fibroids in 2020 in my tummy. And these fibroids were the ones that were prohibiting me from conceiving, even though I was not using contraceptive. And he then was like, we have to cut out these fibroids and then you should be able to conceive. And I had a surgery. He put me to kana e bitsiwang when you're put to sleep 100% kilibeti. He put me to sleep. He cut out the fibroids. He showed them to me when I woke up, like big fibroids, these balls and stuff. Some ladies might be aware of these. And then, so this was 2020, and then 2021 went by. Then I'm like, why am I still not conceiving, right? And then 2021, I think around August, September, we start planning for our white wedding that would be in 2022. And then now the desire to have a baby grows even more. So I'm like, I have to go see a specialist because it seems like I'm not having a baby. So I head to the specialist. I pay big bucks. I pay big bills because now I'm at a specialist who, particularly that do the IVF, who do the fruit, take this egg and let's inject it into this person, all of that. So I'm like, you know what? I want to go see somebody who does things like that because it seems like I can't conceive naturally. And that lady, such an amazing lady, Dr. Tebo Hideo. Oh, such an amazing lady. If you're having problems conceiving, that is such an amazing doctor to go be around. That lady is like called for what she does. She's so sweet. I got to her office and she was like, "Oh, you're planning a wedding, this and that. What type of theme are you going for?" So that's what literally we would do in most of our consultations. She takes very long in her consultations, and she's just easing the mom to be, or this person is probably coming in there with anxiety of feeling like they are infertile and can't have a baby. And I remember then, as we were chatting and building our friendship, she was like, "You know what, Bobby? You're going to have a wedding in April 2022. I'm not going to begin the process of us trying to get you pregnant right now. I want you to plan your wedding. It's about 5 months before your wedding. Plan your wedding, go have your wedding. And then after you've had a wedding, you come back to me and we start your family planning. Because right now, if we start anything and it doesn't catch and whatnot, then you'll always just be heartbroken at the end of each month if whatever procedure we start doesn't actually catch. So go to your have your wedding and you'll come back and then we will start the process. I'm like, oh, thank you so much, doctor. Cool, I'll be back. It makes sense what you're saying, guys. And then God, God of blessings, God of answering the things that we truly pray for, God of answering the things that will fill our hearts in such a way that we take for granted sometimes. As I'm planning my wedding, living my life, I'm like I'm drinking wine. I'm just wilding. I'm having all these parties. My friends are having bridal showers for me. Colleagues are having bridal showers for me. I'm in my season, right, of wedding time. It's the most beautiful season of my life. Guys, do we not conceive? I think early April. The wedding was end of April. We just conceive. We are not aware. We are like, cool, we were trying to still conceive nonetheless, but we are not aware that now we have conceived, right? So we let it be. We go and have our wedding. I'm living my best life. I must share my wedding content here on YouTube. Actually, I've shared it a lot on Instagram. I must really share a longer video of my wedding or our wedding weekend. It was just the most beautiful weekend. I was dancing my life away. My husband was dancing his life away. Our bridal party and groomsmen were dancing their lives away. The guests were dancing their lives away. Sunday after the wedding, after I told everyone, "For guys, we are gonna have a party." I think I had bought Jaeger Meisters for my girls. I had bought wine bottles, and then Sunday is here, right? We've had the wedding Saturday, and then Sunday is here, and it's the time for the after party, and I'm just like, me stay behind to party with everyone? I don't think so. Like, I'm gonna sleep. I feel cold. And during my wedding weekend, I'm not drinking at all. My husband keeps on getting served drinks and shots by his boys. My girls are drinking, they're having a good time, but nothing is telling me to drink. Then after the wedding, and I've danced and I've twirled and I've jumped and I've shaken my booty. I am exhausted and I'm just like, I'm gonna sleep. And now I've told my friends, guys, be ready to stay over for the after party. And my friends and my colleagues, they're there with their partners and they stay for the after party. And I'm just like, I'm gonna sleep. And I'm not that type of person. I won't usually invite people over and then say, "Mina nyolala." I wouldn't do that generally. I will stay with my last guest until we even sleep, maybe on the couch or something. That night after my wedding day, as people were like the party was about to Bezimporo, I was like, I'm asleep. My sister, I remember my sister was there with her friends and they were having the time of their lives. I was like, "Mina la la la. I can't see anything anymore. I'm tired." And I thought maybe it's because I was dancing a lot, right? I made sure to dance. So I was like, I've been dancing now. You guys are gonna dance. I'm gonna sleep. I go to sleep. Guys, also apparently that party was so bomb. Like the whole bomb. And people apparently kept on walking in and out of my bedroom because a lot of alcohol wasn't there and a lot of stuff wasn't there. So the party was continuing. So people were walking in and out of my bedroom in my mother in law's house. And I was asleep. I heard nothing. And you know what? God has already sent me my firstborn. Like in our beautiful wedding preparation month, God was like, also family preparation, that family that you've been asking for, that family, the child that you've been really wanting for. I'm just going to throw it in here as my wedding gift to you and your husband. Guys, you know, I slept right the whole night. Okay, how I found out I'm pregnant, right? So then I slept the whole night and I wake up the next morning. Guys, I heard nothing. Go patting in Imporoma right outside my window, right? Because the tent was on the street here, my mother in law's house. So I heard nothing. I was asleep. And then we wake up tomorrow, and then I think a couple of two. So we left for honeymoon, I think around the 4th of May. Wedding was 30th April and 1st of May, and then 2, 3, we were sitting there with my in laws, and then the 4th of May, my husband and I will leave. Guys, I think I had caught a flu or something over the wedding weekend. Then I'm busy. I'm like looking for flu meds, and then somebody at my in-laws, I think she in wanting to help me because I was now coughing, second, third, fourth. They gave me this medicine, or was it my husband? My husband went to quickly buy something, I don't know, at the store or whatever, because a lot was happening. He gives me gargling liquid, gargling, the one where you mouthwash. Yes, mouthwash. So he gives me that as flu medicine. So I drink it because we are about to leave farming. I drink it. I want to be well. And every day I'm busy drinking this gargling medicine. And then we get on honeymoon. We're tired. Then we wake up the next day. And of course, the first thing is breakfast. And as we are at breakfast, I'm like, this food is not nice. This food, these eggs smell weird. Is this real bacon? What is this? What is this bacon? It's pork. And my husband is just sitting there like, this food is fine, But he's not saying it to me, but I can smell that this food, it's not giving, like it's not nice. Then, right there and then, on that morning on honeymoon, I'm like, love, isn't it like the 5th of May? And I have not seen my red robot the whole of April. And I'm not enjoying bacon and eggs. I love bacon and eggs. I love bacon. And then I'm like, oh my goodness, love, I think we need to go test. Then we go and test, and indeed, God has sent us our firstborn. It was the most beautiful day. We sat there, I cried, and my husband hugged me, and we were so happy. We would be coming back from honeymoon to tell our families, oh, guys, we are with child, So I've had the most beautiful past 3 years of my life. I've had the most beautiful, most blessed. God is in the neighborhood type of moments. God is in my life. God hears prayers. God hears me. God sees me. I am a child of God. I indeed, I've got many answered prayers. What the past 3 years of my life have been so beautiful, so beautiful. I cannot tell you how grateful I am. I live in a season of counting blessings. And I'm aware that I want more. It's good to want more, to aspire for more. Like my house right now, it doesn't have tiles. My house doesn't have tiles. Like if I take the camera down right now, my room that I'm sitting in, it doesn't have tiles, and my husband knows. I'm like, I want tiles. I want tiles because why am I sitting in a house without tiles? But I'm so grateful. I've got a house. I've got I've got a lot in the past years. I'm grateful for being a part of a team at work that is not toxic. I think We were having brunch with the CEO the other day, and excuse me, some of the people that he works with there, and we were talking about just the things that we enjoy in our team, and we were talking about just how great of managers we've got in our team, and it just allows us to flourish in our roles, you know. And that guy, I think he's quite top of HR. He was like, yeah, I mean, it's not always because I was, yeah, he's like, it's not always that people have great managers, and it's great that you're doing great in your role because of a great manager. And I'm grateful. I'm aware that I'm not in a toxic environment at all. And I think it's causing me to stay where I am um, because of just how my mind, I feel like I'm able to do more without having to question the role or the name of my role. I am grateful and I'm aware of the positive impact that a healthy working environment actually has on the success of my career anyway, you know. So I am grateful that for that. I'm grateful that I finally enjoy studying. Guys, I used to hate studying. I used to detest studying. I didn't want to see myself back at university ever again. University back in the day, almost 10, 11 years ago, it almost killed me, literally. I've spoken about that before, but I'm not going to go back there. But it seemed to me to such deep depression, I almost took my own life. And I never thought I would ever be back in the academic space again because of the damage it did to my mental health. And here I am today, and I can proudly tell you that I enjoy studying. I get why people study. I get why people write papers. I write now, and it doesn't put me down. You know, I submit proposals now for a research subject. I am so grateful that I can say that I enjoy studying something that I never thought I'd utter with my own mouth. I'm so I'm honored. I'm grateful, because it's not like I never wanted to actually study. It's not like I didn't want to actually be good at books. A lot of people want to be good at books because it affords you a proper life in the world of money, in the world of economy, in the world of the job market if you're good at books. So of course I wanted to be good at books, but then one day I was like, I'm not good at this, therefore I hate it and it hates me back. And say this thing. So to be in a space where I'm like, I'm going to go back to books as well in my journey of growing as a human being, as a businesswoman, and a corporate girl as well. In the journey of building networks, I'm going to bring academics with me because they will help me. I'm so happy to be in that space. And I'm grateful for my friends. I have such a solid group of friends. Yes, I may say that I want more friends who and maybe we are doing something similar or whatnot, because obviously with my younger friends we don't necessarily do the same stuff, and maybe I feel like I could get another friend, Yana, one or two, whom maybe we've got very similar interests and therefore enjoy talking about the things we actually like now. But currently my group of friends, solid base, friends that I've been with for 15, 16, 17 years, friends, childhood friends, lovely friends, friends that bring me genuine joy. When I need to return or feel like home again, I know the people that I can go to, the people whom I don't need to be spending too much money for us to be having a good time, because we grew up together. We know how to love each other outside of having things and money, right? So we know how to have that type of friendship through and through. And that makes me so happy that I've got such friends where we just sit down, we make chips and bread, or we have sparkle and we have a good time. So I'm so grateful for my solid group of friends. I love them so much. Yeah, I love them so much. I'm so happy. Um, my life gives me peace. I'm so happy to say that my life gives me peace. I know how to return to a place of peace when life gets too much for me. I know how to return to a place of peace in my own head, in my own heart, when I'm sitting in my own little bedroom. I know how to be happy alone. as well. And that gives me joy because once upon a time I didn't have that. I didn't have a place of peace. I needed to be consuming alcohol. I needed to be um, being out there. I needed to be spending money just to feel like, yeah, no, I'm happy. But I don't need to do that anymore. My joy comes from my heart. It's free. So I'm happy. I'm happy to have a healthy relationship with my family members, with my mother, my father. I'm happy to have a good relationship with my siblings. I'm happy to have a good relationship with my in-laws. I've got such a wonderful relationship with my sister-in-law and her children. We are so happy. Just the community, the fact that my community has grown in such a healthy manner, it is adding to the quality of my life, the support that I have now with my baby as well, from my sister-in-law, from my parents, from my siblings, from auntie that I live with. It makes me so happy. I just have good people around me. From my husband, of course, that's my number one. That's my number one, person. My hubby, my guy. I'm so blessed to just be doing life with him. And I think, yeah, I guess it's fitting that I share the gratuity thing this week because we just celebrated our third anniversary. And every time we look at our wedding videos, we're just so happy and we're so grateful that we still have the same amount of joy in our heart right now. I think that brings me to the end of this episode. Have a wonderful, wonderful week. Count your blessings while in the pursuit of your happiness. Count your blessings and make do with what you have. Enjoy it. Be happy because one day it will all be gone. Even the things that you took for granted, do not take them for granted. It will all be gone, and then you'll think, my goodness, it was important that I spent time with my husband. It was important that I spent time with my child. It was important that I spend time with my in-laws, with my parents, with my friends. It was important, and I no longer have the time to do that. So remember the important things in your life while in pursuit of the other things that you want. All the best. Let's rock. Thank you. Let's rock this week.